I remember as a kid, every time I heard October 12th being called Dia de la Raza, Day of the Race, it made me feel sick to my stomach. I remember hearing the expression Dia de la Raza and asking myself, what on earth do they mean by that little name? Day of the Race? What race? Don't we all know in Spain that we're like street dogs, a real mixed bag, a product of the hundreds of peoples and cultures that have passed through the Iberian Peninsula throughout history? Race. What a joke. Since Neanderthals and Cro-Magnons lived on the peninsula more than 30,000 years ago, every living creature has passed through here. The Homo sapiens from the fields of urns, the Indo-Europeans, the Iberians, the Celts, the Phoenicians, the Greeks, the Carthaginians, the Romans, the Suevi, the Vandals, the Visigoths, the Arabs, the Romani, the Jews, the Germans of Mallorca, the English from Magaluf, and even Hungarians like Kubala and Puskás. Race, you say? Day of the Race? You're kidding, right? In my childhood, Dia de la Raza was the name that some brave phalangists used for the October 12th holiday, a day that back then was officially known as Dia de la Hispanidad, Hispanic Day, a name I liked and didn't understand why anyone would want to replace it with the, in my opinion, repulsive name of Dia de la Raza. But I said it at the beginning, I'm ignorant, I don't know many things, and I often judge too quickly. I'm not saying that those who used and still use the expression La Raza didn't do so with an ideological intention worthy of a skull forged with concrete from a Berlin bunker. What I'm saying is that the minds of those who came up with the expression Dia de la Raza didn't harbor any of the ideas that I prejudicially attributed to them. The existence in Seville, next to Maria Luisa Park, of a monument to La Raza, inaugurated in 1929, should have made me suspicious. The monument, a kind of mural, displays some verses by the Nicaraguan poet Rubén Darío that literally say, famous and abundant races, blood of fertile Hispania, fraternal spirits, luminous souls, greetings. So, abundant races, fertile Hispania, fraternal spirits, luminous souls. We can't say Rubén Darío held back, can we? But what does all this gibberish mean? My confusion reached its peak when I discovered that in American countries like Honduras, Dia de la Raza is still celebrated with this very name. When I found out about this, I was petrified, turned to basalt stone from the Popocatépetl volcano. And it was a good thing that I was left dumbfounded by this Mexican volcano, because from Mexico comes the most plausible explanation for all this gibberish from the hand, or rather from the pen, of the leading intellectual of the Mexican Revolution. That is, Don José Vasconcelos y Calderón. It turns out that this prolific author, a true apostle of education in his state, a man who had held important public positions in the Mexican government and who even aspired to the presidency of the Republic, is the main person responsible for this whole La Raza thing, which, as you will see, is exactly the opposite of what it seems. In Vasconcelos's thinking, the exclusive concepts of race and nationality had to be transcended in the name of the common destiny of humanity. This thought originated in a movement of Mexican intellectuals in the 1920s, who pointed out that Latin Americans have the blood of the 4 original races of the world: red, Native Americans; white, Europeans; black, Africans; and yellow, Asians. The mixture of all of them results in the emergence of a 5th and final race, the most perfect and sublime. It turns out then that La Raza, originally referred to in the name Dia de la Raza, and the one sung about in Rubén Darío's poem, is precisely ours. That of the street dogs, that of the mixed bag. The race that Vasconcelos speaks of is the race of anti-racists, of mestizos, of everyone really, because deep down, all human beings are that, mestizos. According to Vasconcelos, Hispanic America is the sum of all humanity, the culminating point of its history. America is where European Hispanidad, a synthesis of Celts, Iberians, Romans, Germans, is combined with the contemplative spirit of the American Indian, the sensuality of the African, and the sense of collective unity of the Asian. Wow. And this race that is not a race, this anti-racist race, Vasconcelos, who certainly wasn't short of words, baptized it nothing less than the cosmic race. And he went ahead and published an essay in Madrid in 1925, entitled just that, The Cosmic Race. This is how we can understand that Rubén Darío, in the Monument to the Race in Seville, speaks of famous and abundant races, in the plural, and of fraternal spirits. While any Central European philosopher with a skull of concrete and steel would have spoken of the Volkgeist and other ideas of a trimmed mustache, here, Darío and Vasconcelos took a truly cosmic leap. Are you going to talk to us about races? Go back to your bunkers, concrete heads. I don't think it's necessary to clarify that this post doesn't pretend to be entirely scientific and that there's some irony in it. Nor do I claim to know everything about the thinking of the recently discovered, by me, Vasconcelos, and about his delirious idea of the cosmic race. In fact, I said it at the beginning. I must confess that I didn't know all this until recently, that I am ignorant, that I had based my judgment on erroneous premises, and that maybe I'm doing it again now. I want to tell you that I can always be wrong, in short. However, I don't think I'm deceiving you if I say that I prefer this race of mestizos, which makes us all brothers and sisters, to any other racist, classist, nationalist or indigenous attempt that seeks to divide us and eliminate everything that makes us that mixed race, of many origins, that makes us all share ancestors and therefore makes us all brothers and sisters.